Hey guys, welcome to another episode of Mindset Podcast. And today we're here with the fabulous Joan Mckenzie. She's an actress, a businesswoman, and also a teacher. How are you doing?
I'm fine, and you?
Very well, thanks. I also want to thank you for being here for this interview. We know you're a very busy woman, so thanks for taking the time out.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so let's start at the genesis then. Where are you from?
Clarendon.
Clarendon. So you grew up with, who did you grow up with?
I grew up with my parents. It was mom and dad. But I was always around my aunt and my cousin.
I've seen your skits on social media where you act like a grandma. You know, and it's really relatable stuff like that Jamaicans can relate to. How would you say you discovered that passion?
All right, so I was always mimicking persons when I was growing up. And the easiest thing to do was to act like an older man because I was always around them. So it was just that. You see them, I'm act like them, and it was really good. And then in high school, I had to do a skit, and I acted like an older man, and everybody loved it, and then we just continue.
So from there, you just continue. So let's go back. High school. Which high school did you go to?
The Prestige Edwin Allen High School.
Edwin Allen.
No, I can't run. Can't
Yeah.
run. Never got champs yet. I can't run.
So that's in the hills of Clarendon.
Yeah.
How do you think that high school shaped you?
That is where I met my drama teacher. That's Miss Palmer, and she really believed in me, and she believed in my passion, and I think that, yeah, that was just it for me.
So you were in the drama club in high school. What aspects of drama did you learn in high school?
What do you mean aspect?
How did it shape? How did high school shape you? Like, for example, for no say, you look on the camera that way, like just technical stuff. Did you learn any technical stuff?
So in high school, it wasn't the camera. It was just stage, and I was always scared of camera. I did have a little camera fright, but I never afraid of stage. It's weird. I don't know why, but yeah.
Okay. So what memorable moment did you have in high school?
A memorable moment is drama or just overall? Like
overall, I'm just trying to find out like the things that shaped you into who you are today.
Well, the first time, the same granny thing, the first time I went on stage in high school, and persons were screaming and laughing, and even days after people were still talking about the performance, that was when I realized I really wanted to do it. I know I didn't want to do it before, but I think it was that performance when I said, all right, I hit this because I liked how it felt.
So it was a feeling of, you can describe the feeling? So you're there in front of the school, right? Do your drama, and the crowd is a cheer and make noise. How did you feel in that moment?
I felt like a star. I felt accomplished. I felt like I do something. Make people love me and look forward to something.
Outside of school, would you say your family influenced you?
Yeah, my family them never said, oh, don't do drama or anything like that. I think it was outside people, like family, friends of my family, but my family was always behind my back. They've never said, no, don't do it. Okay.
So you described that moment in high school, you felt like a star. Were there other moments?
Yeah, but I can't remember them.
All right, so upon leaving high school, right? What made you say, all right, I'm going to pursue this thing? Because even myself, when I was in high school, I used to play football and all of that. But when I left high school, I didn't really pursue that, you know, like reality hit, real life hit, and we have to make money and all of that stuff. So, what made you still pursue drama?
Well, the thing with me was that I chose one thing and I just stuck to that one thing. I knew what I wanted and I just went for that.
Mhm.
I just know, say, at this moment, and I may go for.
Okay. And if would you say you're where you're at now, or you're on the right path to get into where you want to?
I'm on the right path. Where I'm at, I can say when I was younger, I wanted to be here.
Mhm. And you're here.
For some of it, yeah.
Mhm.
When I reach yet, you know.
Mhm.
But where something that I've accomplished so far, I wanted to do it.
So what's your most significant accomplishment so far?
That I've done so far.
Yeah.
I produced a play. Well, more than one, but I produced plays so far. I've done a short film. The short film was premiered in Ocherius.
Mm-hmm.
I've done plays, produce, write, direct, perform in them. Right? Yeah.
So who are some people that you worked with that's worthy of mentioning?
I've worked with Everald Creary, Oliver Samuels, Christopher Johnny Daly, Delia Harris, Kadeem Wilson. How much that?
So you work with a lot of big names, man.
Yeah. I've been around.
You have a most memorable moment so far?
My most memorable moment is with Oliver Samuels. I did a JPS commercial with him. He was so welcoming,
Mm-hmm.
you know. He never really. There was one line that I couldn't get, and he paused, and he assisted with me with the line.
Mm.
He paused the entire commercial, entire set, and helped me with the line. So that was really memorable.
It's nice. So is he like a mentor to you?
Yeah.
So whenever you need advice.
After that, he just became a mentor.
That's nice. How do you navigate between being controversial or enough controversy and not being too controversial where you can get cancelled? Like when you skip them, you map out an idea. How do you navigate that?
I'm an overthinker, so I really do think a lot. Sometimes I will call my friend. I have a friend that we call about these stuff, and she will say, "Joan, you think too much."
Mm.
So when I have the ideas, I will call her and ask her, "What do you think about this?" And she say, "It's all right." And I say, "You know, things are rare, you know, things are rare." And she say, "You know, no." So I think about them, and then I have conversation with persons that are close to me.
Okay. So you basically bounce your ideas off of people you trust and to see if you go too far with it. It's
Yeah.
right. You ever had any of those experiences, like being too controversial? Ever getting a backlash?
Not for being controversial, but there was this one time when, you know, my content, me ever in old clothes, right? People don't used to me looking like a nowadays person I look sensible, you know?
Yeah.
And so one time this guy, he made an interview to say that, oh, I'm tired of me. Because his sister me have old clothes and I'm tired of me and we must make something new. But it never really fazed me because it was just funny to me. And I just reply with a video and him get cancelled, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Right.
So that, it not happened yet.
You fear
Well, I'm hoping not.
You fear it might happen?
Huh?
Because I don't see your content being controversial really. You know,
Yeah. Sometimes I have some ideas and I don't do it because of that same reason.
Like what? Give me an example.
No, I can't tell you.
All right, so what's your creative process like when you develop new material?
As we said, sometimes I think a lot and sometimes I don't think at all. So may have some ideas now in the books and for days, for weeks, and I just not look on it because it's probably not the right time for me. Or probably I'm a procrastinating, I don't know. But sometimes I don't feel like it's the right time. So some of them take a whole year. And then sometimes we just get up in the morning, have an idea and do it. So I don't really have a set process.
So it's just like you just go with the flow of your creativity then?
So sometimes it's flow and sometimes it's planned.
All right. So walk me through, like, for example, you're going to do a skit about when grandma sent you go a shop. See? Walk me through how you plan it. Is it that you write a script or you just set up and just go with the flow?
I have two ways. As we said, sometimes I plan and sometimes I don't plan. Right, so the planning process, it takes a whole heap of time, whole heap of technique. Sometimes I write, sometimes I don't write. Sometimes when I plan, I jot down like different things I want to do or some key points that I want to say or do, the costumes I want to wear, right? And then I proceed. And I will call a friend and say, all right, I want to shoot a video here and this is what I want to do. And the person will be the videographer for me.
Okay.
When it's not planned, I get up and I just have an idea and I set up the ring light. And that's it. So I have two ways.
2 ways, okay. All right. So how you getting character? Getting a granny character right now. Because see grandma.
What me I say now is that the character just come but sometime when you really go down in it, you understand? It can't just come so. Right. So yeah.
So it's like you have the ability to just like go into different characters. You don't have to prep yourself or...
Well, when it's theater, when I'm being myself, I don't have to prep myself. But when it's theater, I know it's showtime. And you know, theater is my business, it's my work. So when it's theater, I treat it like work. And so I have to prep myself, you know, rehearsal. When you show day, I have a call time, I go and I prep myself. But on a regular day, I just in and out of it.
On a regular skit, you just set up a phone or your camera and do as many takes as it requires for it to look convincing, right? And then walk us through how you prepare for an entire like show, like what do you call them again?
A play?
Play.
So all of the plays that I've done, no. Most of the plays that I've done so far since I graduated from Edna Manley, the ones that I've done so far, I'm the one who wrote them. So I have a writing process, then I have a casting process, and then I have a rehearsal process. So which one am I hear about?
More hear about all of them. All right. We can start with writing. Firstly, before that, how many plays have you done before and where?
Well, all right. Established plays, I've done 3 so far. I did 1 while I was in college. No, 2. And then the most established one I did this year, which was back then.
Okay.
That was stage. It started at Johnny's Place and then it went to Little Theatre. The 2 first one that I did, it was at Phoenix Theatre, which is no more. So yeah.
All right. So you have quite a bit of experience then, you'd say.
Those are the ones that I wrote.
Okay.
So yeah.
So bring us through the processes now.
Which process?
You know, the entire process. You write,
All right. So first, I have an idea, and my ideas are always it's not just a storyline, but it's probably an issue or something that I want to create awareness about.
Yeah.
Right. So I see a problem then. All right. This is kind of my research. So I use theater as a research. Right. So I have the idea, then I research, and then I create a storyline, and then I write. And this take long because the last play that I wrote, that I did this year, I started writing it since before COVID. I put it down and go do other things, and then I went back to it.
So the script took some time to formulate.
Yeah.
So what are some things you take into consideration when you're writing a script?
The so one the research. I want the information to be precise, right? So I try to get reliable sources. So the research and the characters. I'm always thinking of interesting characters. Character where I go make the show make sense, interesting, and grab some attention.
By research, what you research, like facts? Because does it have to be a factual thing, or?
Well, for me, I'm just that type of writer. So I don't just come up with an idea to say, all right, I'm gonna do one story. Girl meets boy, boy and girl like each other, them run off together and whatever.
You don't do that?
Well, not yet.
You stick to more like what?
So far, I've been doing.
Is it current events or?
Let me see. Yeah. What do I call it? History. The cultural history. So I stick to most of the cultural stuff.
Oh, so like things that used to happen in the 80s?
Yeah, what, Jamaica.
Okay.
Our cultural forms and all of that.
Yeah.
So I'm that type of writer. For now, maybe.
Cool. So how do you go about, so after you write the script, right? What's the next step?
The next step is to get a partner that will help me to bring the script to life, or partners to help me bring the script to life. So most times I want to be on stage in these productions, and so I would, it'll go hard for me write it, produce it, direct it, and so most times I need help directing. I need help with all the different things. So the next step is to get people who will assist me. Before I get the cast, people will go assist me. Directors, co-producers. Well, I never get a co-producer yet. Nobody never moved that part yet. But directors, stage managers, and those people. So I get those people first. We have our table meeting. We discuss. We talk about the script. What we think can change, what we love about it, and all of that. Then from that, we go on to casting.
Before we go casting, who are some of the go-to people that you have that, assist you with the process?
So, Siobhan, Tori, Janelle, Shanley, Everaldo.
Oh.
Yeah.
So that's like a crew in a sense.
Yeah.
All right. It's good. Next step?
Next step is casting. Which actor, which actress can fill this role? So, and most times when I'm writing as well, I'm kind of think about the actor too. Which actor can do this?
So you might write a specific part or role for a specific person in mind.
Yeah.
Do you always get that person that you're writing for?
One time I didn't get the person, but I didn't regret it because the other person that did it, she did it really, really well. So.
Yeah, okay. And so it's casting, right? What you look for in your talent?
Dedication. So it's not, of course you want the talent, but if you're not dedicated to the production process, then the talent not really say nothing about it. So the first thing is dedication. Because I'm a young producer when I really have money, you know, so most times I go there if I'm hungry when I rehearsal time, you know. I can't go in a hotel, you know, so we go outside somewhere, you know, my backyard somewhere. So it's the dedication. Sometimes I don't know if the show is going to be, if the house is going to be full. We're not sure if we're going to have a full house. So, more people when I know say, all right, if today I don't have money to pay you, you're not going to embarrass me. So dedicated people.
Yeah. So how much you'd say like entire production of a show would cost or normally cost you?
You know, when you're spending it, you don't know, you know. But when you look on it, it's like a mill or so. If you want a really great production,
like a mill.
If you really want a great show, because you have to think about marketing, you have to think about paying your actors, you have to think about the set, you have to think about renting the theater, one bag of things, one bag of stuff. So.
And you normally fund that yourself?
You know, let's not talk about that part.
No, so is it that like brands aren't willing to sponsor like these things?
Of course they sponsor these things, but I wouldn't say I'm not yet that established. So them not jump on it, but they do sponsor these stuff.
Oh, but alright, so which brand you want to sponsor next? Tell them.
I'm not sure what my show will be about, and the next show will be about, and so I'm not sure. But anybody will take it.
Alright, so comedy, we'll go through all of the steps already, right? Casting, and I guess after casting you're gonna have
The
show. How you prep for that?
How I prep for the show?
Yeah, tell me about the marketing and all of them aspects there. How you go about that?
The marketing. For now, social media, it helps a lot. Because for now, because I'm soon rich, right? So, I can't manage radio and TV.
Budget.
Commercial, you know.
Yeah.
Commercial, yes. So, for now, I've been using social media, and I think that is where my social media presence came about too, because, you know, promoting my show and stuff. So it's word of mouth for now and social media.
All right. So you speak to the venue, make them know, say, oh, we have a show next week, Saturday. And then you basically market your show on social media, sell tickets.
Tell people about it. If I have to walk up and down and give out flyer, I do it.
So, like, acting and comedy, it normally requires, like, delivery and timing, right? So, how do you get that rhythm? And what do you advise, like, aspiring people, like, your high school self right now is probably there looking at this interview. What kind of advice you have for them in terms of coming into this field and what them expect, the challenges, struggles, etc., etc.?
It's hard I can't say it's easy, but I think everything hard. But it's really hard. But what I live by is never lose hope. And hope to me is motivation. So just don't lose the motivation. You know? Most time I go and give up, but don't lose it. If you want it, just don't lose it.
I mean, people always say that, but how like...
Well, you have to know what you want. You have to believe it. You have to believe in what you want. You have to know what you want.
So you have to, it starts with loving it.
Yeah. I know passion don't pay the bills.
Yeah.
But have a plan and just don't lose it. If that's what you want, go for it. Whether you don't have to be in this field either. Whatever you want, if that's what you want, just go for it. Try. You know what? 50 when you turn 78, I look back and say, boy, I didn't want this, but I never do it because I'm afraid.
Yeah, I get that. You can share a situation what happened to you in the past where you'd have to like improvise on set.
Improvise on set. Oh my God. It happening, but I'm not sure I can remember.
Let me see.
I don't know if I would call it improvise, but it would be. I know I'm acting, but can I say I was acting like I was acting? Alright, the situation was, I had a character that was really funny. I went backstage, the lights were off, a speaker box dropped on my finger, and I had on nails, and the nails crack, and my fingernail lift up, and there was blood, and I was supposed to be on stage in the next 1 minute to be the happiest person, and I was backstage crying, and I had to go on stage and be the happiest person. So.
How did it turn out?
Only who knew. You know, whatever happens backstage stays backstage, you know. The show must go on, right? Because when you're on stage, the audience don't care. The audience pay them money, them come to see a show, so they don't care what happened to you.
So you did end up pull off the role, eh?
Of course.
I'm sorry for even asking, of course.
I mean, it's me.
Alright, so that's one situation. Alright.
I mean, more than one thing had happened. We really have to throw away myself, throw away my pain, and go on stage and make people laugh.
So,
however, I want to say that acting is not only about comedy. You know, people think that you're an actress, it's supposed to make me laugh. That's why I'm saying I'm not a comedian.
yeah.
But people do laugh when I talk.
But you're more an actress.
Yeah.
As an actress, right, how do you balance sticking to the role, but also adding elements of your true self in the role?
I'm not sure if I understand your question.
So, for example, you're supposed to be a grandmother, right?
Right.
How do you stick to the script of being a grandma, but you know you have your true personality, right?
Okay.
How do you add some of your personality to that role to make it more unique to you?
It's just my knowledge and my experience. You know, what have I, when I see, you know, my grandmother, when I like before, when I could have acted that character here, there are a lot of grandmothers, right? So it would be just the experience that I had around them. So I like the other one to talk, I like how the one to walk, I like how the one to dress. And so I color them and I get my own.
Oh, so you just take elements from different experience, basically. What would you say you add any aspect of yourself in it?
No.
Is there any roles that you have to add elements of yourself that you've come across?
No, I'm a total different person.
Oh. All right. So you're not reach a role yet.
No, I've always been be acting somebody else.
Oh.
I've never got to act like myself.
Describe yourself.
I'm shy.
Really?
I'm shy. I'm an only child, so most times I'm by myself, sleeping and watching show.
So outside of the social media, you appearing to be outspoken, high energy. You know, you're.
I am high energy, but I'm shy. I'm jovial. I'm outspoken, but I have my time. I'm moody.
Oh, all right. I get it. But so you do a good job of masking all those things still when you act.
Masking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. You don't never know is this girl.
So in this industry, right? You know, things always evolve and change. Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not very knowledgeable about the Jamaican industry though, like as it pertains to acting, comedy and all of that.
You keep saying comedy and all of that.
Because I find you funny. You're very hilarious.
You find me funny, but it's
People find you funny, not me.
all right.
I'm not saying you're a comedian, which you said you're not, but people find it hilarious.
It's true. People find my characters hilarious.
Yes. So
Right.
how you stick up or keep up with the times of, people are change, attention span change, all of that.
You know, I kind of don't keep up with the time because I don't keep up with the time.
You know.
I kind of don't because most of my content are really not about now. I use some really long time song nobody no remember about.
Oh.
You know? And I'm always talking about back in the days, so I don't keep up with now.
Okay.
I think my role so far is making people remember or reminisce on what they used to do or what they had.
And that normally connect.
Huh?
People love see them grandma and everything.
Yeah. It's a stereotypical character, so yeah.
Who would you say are your greatest influences?
Who?
Yeah. Who or what?
As an actor?
Yeah.
As in actors?
Yeah.
Or overall?
Anybody overall. It could be family.
My greatest influence still is my mom, because I was her only child, and she really believe when as I said before. Alright, so I grew up a country.
Yeah.
And so people, when people ask what you want to become, then you want to become a lawyer, doctor, a teacher, a nurse. You know, those are the answers that people are used to. And when I said I wanted to become an actress, I want to be on stage, I want to be on TV, it was like, what? You know?
Yeah.
It was new to them. And so I kind of felt discouraged being around some of these people. You know, people that say, oh, you want to Edna go learn to give joke? That's why I always say to you, do not. You know, it's not just a joke.
Yeah.
Right? And so it was my mom who would say, listen, if I that you want to do, I that you go do.
Yeah.
You know? And when she was the one who really fight and said, all right, if I Edna you want to go, yeah, I got Edna. So she was my biggest motivator until I lose her. So I still use that as a motivation for say, all right, my mother fight really hard for make her do this, so if you want to give up, just do it for her.
So that's how you honor her memory?
Yeah. This, by the way, the whole never lose hope thing. My mom's name was Hope, so it's never lose hope, and hope is my motivation, and still is.
And
so, yeah.
This is a clothing brand?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's your clothing brand.
Yeah.
So tell us some more about it.
We just
Influenced by your mother.
Right, so my mom's name was Hope, right? Auntie Hope, Miss Hope. And mommy was my biggest motivation, as I said before. And I lost her during college, and I feel like say, all right, I can't go do this no more, you know?
Yeah.
And then I realized that when I was on stage, I feel a little better, you know? Drama became my therapy. And so it kind of helped me through the grieving process. And I thought about it, and then I say, I'm not gonna lose my motivation, even though she died. And I just came up with never lose hope. That was the story behind it. I did one shirt for myself. My friends liked it. They did some for themselves, and people like it, so it became a clothing brand, especially the story behind it. So
Yeah.
yeah.
How do people get access to the clothes?
For now it's social. It's Instagram, JKP_merchandise. Yeah.
All right, so you must reach out to that page and basically order. And you stock what? Shirts? What else?
Sweaters, pullovers, joggers, t-shirts. Sometimes I do cups, sometimes I do journals. Sometimes.
Okay. So, all right. We could go back to acting. Do you try to address any social issues?
Address?
Yeah.
Like what?
Like, for example, the impact that social media is having on the world. For example, it doesn't have to be that, but I'm wondering if you address any social issues at all when you think about your scripts and your plays.
The first play that I did in Kingston was about the employment, Jamaica and world employment history.
Yeah.
You know, in order to get a job, you have to go to college. If you don't have any money for go to college, and so you take student loan for go to college.
Yeah.
And then you graduate and you can't get a job. So you're educated, you have a degree, you're qualified for the job, but there's no jobs to get. And so I explored that in 2019. No people never get to see it because, you know, nobody ever really know about me yet. So I'm planning on probably making that a movie one in the future.
Yeah.
If the issue don't change. No, we're not gonna do it. So yeah.
Yeah,
Whether
regardless.
it change or not.
So have you ever had thoughts of like migrating for better opportunities? You think you would be further in your career if you were overseas?
I don't know. I don't really have a foreign mind. You know, if I want to travel, of course. I want to go on tours. That is my foreign thing. I want to go on tours, but at the end of the day, I want to come back home. So I've never thought of, you know, migrate, go foreign, go live.
No.
I never think about it.
Okay. So far in your career, right? Name the project that has challenged you the most.
Back then.
Back then what?
Back then. It is my most recent project. It is my most successful project so far. And it has been my most challenging project.
so far.
so far.
Why?
The process was long and hectic. A lot of hills and valleys and ground corner. It was really hard. But I must say it was really successful. It has been my biggest achievement so far. You know, I did about 20 something shows. 20, probably 23 different shows, 20 different days. And yeah man, that kind of me shed some gangster tears, you know. So yeah. But the process was hectic. That's the script that I started writing before COVID.
Oh.
And that was hectic. It was rough.
How you would you say you grew from it, or?
Yeah, I learned a lot. Listen, do I have to talk about it?
Yes, please. Give me some of the things that you learned.
I learned that everything that you do, you have to always try harder. That's my biggest lesson from that. Just that. That's all I want to talk about for now.
All right.
Yeah.
So you always have to
try harder.
Up
So
yourself.
I did back then, so I know that the next show that I do, I have to go harder.
Yeah. All right. How do you handle criticism, negative and positive?
The positives, of course, I handle them very well because I love to hear them. The negatives, I call my friends. I call my friends, and they talk me out of it. Yeah.
So them give you encouragement.
Some advice, you know, so I just don't think about it. And I have to understand that this is the life I chose, and I gotta always have it. So no matter how good you're doing, you gotta always have negative. Yeah, so I first live with it.
All right. So do you take any sense from the nonsense in a sense? Like, do you look into the comment and see is it true or is it false, or you just ignore it?
The thing is, you know, I haven't had much negatives, but the two little I have, one of them, I tell us that was really fun for me because that person was false. And then the other thing is that I just try not to think about it.
Yeah.
You know, I just try to ignore it.
All right. How you balance personal life and work?
How do I balance what?
Personal life and work.
You know, right now I don't have any personal life. What do you think is my personal life? Personal life, I wanna be yourself, don't?
Yeah. Personal life is like, you know, when you're home, your downtime, like you go to the beach today.
Oh
you chill.
yeah. I haven't seen that in a while.
What? You're always working.
Most of the times, yes.
So, what you find happiness and joy in work all the time, or you need a break sometime?
I think it's a process for me. As we said before, well, the grieving process was I was always doing something, so I didn't have to think about certain things, and I think that I've grew into that. Probably if you think about it and fix it, but I think I've grew into that. So the only personal time I have right now is when I sleep.
When I sleep.
Yeah.
Oh. So don't you think that's something's wrong with that, like using work as therapy?
Which work? Because if you're doing what you love, it's not work.
Oh. So it's actually therapy to you then?
Yeah.
All right.
Because when I do have time, I want to make content or I want to write something. When I have time, when I'm not at school, when I reach home, I want to go write something. I want come up with some ideas at that moment.
Oh, so
I don't want to lay down and or go to the beach or anything like that.
Oh. You're so many persons in one, right? You're a grandma. Well, you're a teacher. You're a businesswoman, and the list goes on. Let's hear about some of your business ventures that you have currently going on.
Okay, so I have my production company. I have the merchandise for the production company, and I have a self-care line, which is a total different thing from entertainment.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, all right, you have a production company, which we don't establish that you do plays, you do skits on social media, and all of that. Your clothing company, which we established, it was inspired by your mom.
Right, and that's the merchandise. Is the merch for the production company.
Yeah.
So them intertwine, you know.
Okay, that's cool. You have a self-care company.
Yeah.
What's that about?
The self-care is skincare products, right? I call it the self-luxury brand. You know, when you want to take care of yourself, you don't want to feel good, you don't want to smell good. It's just that.
Okay. So, what are some of the things that we can look forward to from Joan Mckenzie?
More plays, more content, more films. Probably some other things that I'll discover in the future.
All right. So, where can the audience get in touch with you or find your work?
So it's on Instagram, Joan Kenzie, that's JOAN_KENZIE. We have JKP Merchandise, Joan Kenzie Productions, and Amor by Joan Kenzie. And on TikTok, it's Joan Kenzie. So everything is just Joan Kenzie.
All right.